Good morning. This is Faith in Our Hometown, brought to you as a community service and sponsored by Mercy Hospital, Joplin. And now, here's your host, Father Jay Friedel.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for inviting me into your living room or bedroom or wherever I happen to be this morning in your home. But thank you for tuning in to us again for another Sunday of Faith in Our Hometown. Since we've been in this pandemic world, or as I referred to it, in time of plague, we've had all kinds of different ways of learning how to do different things. And one of those things, in those ways that we've been affected that we sometimes don't even think about because of our shutdowns and things, is that we are doing the arts differently than we were able to, and certainly different than we would in some ways want to. But my guest this morning is going to be Linda Teeter, the Urban Art Gallery, and Linda's going to talk to us a little bit about how we're doing art and those kinds of things in this COVID world in which we live. So grab your cup of coffee, settle in, and I'll be right back with Linda Teeter right after this Mercy Minute. So don't go away.
The whole purpose of screening is to catch people who have a significant smoking history early enough where we can do something about it and potentially improve the duration of life. The minimum recommendation for screening is 30-pack years. So usually people who've smoked more than 30-pack years are the ones that we're screening. If we start screening yearly with low-dose CT scans, we can reduce the risk of death from lung cancer by 20 to 25%. Stage 1, 2, and 3 cancers potentially can be cured. When it becomes stage 4, the possibility of cure falls significantly.
Well, again, everyone, thanks for being with us again for another Sunday morning and for Faith in Our Hometown. My guest this morning, Linda Teeter. Linda is a longtime contributor to the arts and our arts scene here in the Joplin area. So, Linda, introduce yourself to our viewers and talk a little bit about what you've done in the arts in these last few years in Joplin, or last many years, I should say.
Well, I myself, I've been an artist all my life, but I had kind of a life-changing experience 15 years ago, and I found myself asking myself, do you want to be known as the best insurance agent on your tombstone when you die, or would you like to live your passion, which has always been art? And if you're going to ever do it at this age, you better get going. So that was 15 years ago. So I started showing my work, and I took a portfolio to Joe Mueller at the Spira Center for the Arts. Got my first show booked for the year coming up. Had to wait a whole year. And I had 45 pieces of Tuscany works on the walls upstairs at the gallery. But meanwhile, I started going to Kansas City, other places with my portfolio and hard drive, disk drive, little things, thumb drive. Back there we used discs.
I was going to say back then, 15 years ago, we probably had, even
right.
the large disc.
And I would go to them rather aggressively and passionately, and I'm from Kansas City. So I would go into the galleries and I said, I would like to show here if at all possible, and they go, well, leave me your stuff. And I would just keep standing there, and it's like, I come with it, I leave with it, or I'll stay with it, with a reckoning that we're going to do business. And they looked at me like I was crazy. But I've been a businesswoman for 43 years of my life, and I know that shake of a hand's really worth waiting for.
Sure.
So I would, and I let them, they would look at the work, and I know a lot of times it's about virus, they're afraid to get a virus, but they look at the work and then they said, hey, I love this, when can you do this? So we work it out. So I was lucky, and I started working, and I had many shows in a year's time before I got to that first one, which to me was still my first biggie, and a solo. And so then, after a couple of years, the Thursday started downtown, which was music and businesses coming together to network to bring traffic. I asked to be in the art walk, and they said there wasn't one, and if you want to start one, and I did.
There you go.
So I went to Artie, which had Artie's downtown, the bistro, and I had him insured, and I see that vacant building next door that were so high on rates. If we were doing something with it, it wouldn't be vacant any longer, so I suggested making it into a gallery, and he donated the space, and we had an art gallery, so I had 12 people for our first opening, and that we started March of 2008, excuse me. Yeah. And so we're 13th year. And so I found people just like me that didn't want to be known as the best attorney, the best plumber, the whatever. They were all artists, and they had it in their garage, under their beds, they've been giving it away. And they were so excited, so they were all bringing their stuff, and we had Art Walk, and it just grew. And we went from like 12 artists to 50 artists to 3 places to 10 places. And by 2010, we had to close the streets because we had indoor venues, 11 of them, and we had over 150 artists on the list. We had music inside, and we had 1,000 people traffic with dogs and strollers going back and forth in the middle of the streets, and we were protecting them. So
I love being down in the downtown area. If I'm passing through, it's not always fun because then I have to make a few little detours or whatever, but I'm here to tell you, I love it when I see everybody out on the streets like that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're in an era now where we can't do that.
Right.
So how's this changing things for everybody in the art community?
Yeah, we were all out there. We were all doing things. We're doing live shows. We're selling our work, and everything was receptions and eating and drinking, writing, friends all gathering around you, and it's all different completely. It's just like black and white. And so our artists now have had to figure out how to market themselves. So they've gone to Etsy, Facebook accounts, painting and selling off the easel, making and selling off their table at home. And it's becoming very good selling for them. I don't even know if I get them back to live.
Oh, don't worry. I've got confidence in you, Linda. I really do.
They're like, I didn't even have to get dressed.
I know, but I think everybody misses.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like church too. Yeah, I know we're taking church to everybody. I know we're figuring out how to live stream into people's homes and things like that, and that's all good.
Right.
Especially for those who can't get out. And right now, that's most of us shouldn't be, in a lot of ways. But it's so much better when we're together.
It is. Camaraderie and networking amongst us is very important.
Yeah.
So we can share our grief and our joys together, and we grow as artists ourselves. And we also include musicians in our group.
Sure.
So, okay, so now I've got the art gallery, which I have a show. Artist comes in from all over. I've got Rogers, Arkansas artist Jim Johnson there right now at my gallery. Every month I have 15 artisans selling retail products. So we got 5 or 7 of the artists just opened up and have live shows. And you have certain, hours you wear a mask. And at my place, you also are asked to wear a mask, and we give masks. So I'm noticing really without the mask mandate, a lot of people are wearing masks, which appreciate.
I just think it's a way we take care of each other.
Yes, right.
I don't know how it ever became political statements, but I'm just here to tell you.
It's respectful.
It's just basically taking care of one human being to another.
Yeah,
that's the way I see it.
Absolutely. So local color is, amongst our group, and we have other small art venues, the Creed and Sip group, and the pottery group, that's the Firehouse, I think it's called, downtown. And so with all of that going on, we look for ways we can help each other and get information out about what might be going on. Local Color's been doing auctions to help income.
I actually was the recipient of one of those works.
And it's
at one point in
wonderful.
time.
You've been a contributor, is what you as well. Yeah. So we've looked for different ways that we can help each other in making money and sharing things and all. Yeah. So our artists are trying now slowly to get back into doing shows online in other areas. So we're doing virtual. Art Walk has been virtual since April, and so we're online on the first Thursday Art Walk Joplin page. And in reality, we're up there instead of 3 hours live. We are there for 3 hours during the evening of 5:30 to 8:30, like September 3rd coming up, where people are watching us. But when I look at my traffic on the report for Facebook, I'm having as much or double to triple what we would have had that night live, and our people are safe.
Yeah.
The information's up for a month.
Right.
It's not just 3 hours, 24/7 for 30 days. So it's been a good way I could offer it. Other places have done similar things. We've had several art contests and showings that have been virtual. It's just been a regular, that you could see it constantly all day, maybe 3 days, some of it's for a whole month. We just had a local show opened up live. It's open, the gallery's open 2 days a week at Art Central in Carthage, and it's a competitive, and there were, I think, 6 awards out. One of them I got an honorable mention, thank goodness.
Very good.
Yeah, thank you. But Andrew Batchelor, our famous artist, got juror award. But competition is money for a lot of people, and it's way they buy more canvases, more art, product, etc.
Well, you got to pay for it somehow.
But we have some artists that they are full-time artists, and so they have all of a sudden lost all revenue. So they are learning off these, so they sell online, etc. So every avenue that we can find is very important. The musicians were acoustic musicians. They were not able to perform. Bars were closed. When bars opened up, it's still, the pandemic is still there. They got to be very careful. Singers cannot wear masks. It's very difficult.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's
trying to do that. Trying to sing in church is like, it's killing me. But you got to keep everybody safe. So
Yes.
and I'm the,
Yes,
yeah,
you sing and you sing
so
and
just like
talk
crazy.
and perform. Yes.
And I've got and the best part about it is it's a captive audience. They just really can't get away.
Well, we love it. We love you.
That's good.
We love what you do for us.
But I'm thrilled that so many of the different artists have figured out a different way of still keeping the community enlivened.
Yeah.
Because for me that's what an artist is supposed to do. Whether it's visual arts, whether it's performing arts, whatever it is you guys are supposed to make the community a little bit more alive for the rest of us. When somebody takes a minute and encapsulates feelings on a canvas, or when somebody captures an experience of falling in love in a song, or whatever that happens to be, those are important moments for us as a community. And you can't afford to let that part of your soul die, if you will, even though we're in a messy time of pandemic. And that's why I'm grateful that everybody's, you can't keep the creative folks down for very long, which is a wonderful thing.
It's very important.
Yeah.
Art is healing. We know that. We've discovered that again, after the tornado.
Sure.
It was popping up everywhere. So our artists are trying not to go under emotionally and mentally, so they're keeping themselves busy. We also realize that if we can do virtual classes online and things that people can follow with us, that they are also feeling better that day. They've left everything behind. That's one thing about art and music. When you're performing your craft, you are not thinking about anything else. You're not thinking about 2 hurricanes getting ready to hit Louisiana. You're not thinking about a mask mandate and the problems are political. You're not worrying about political office. You're not worrying about any of that. There's no differences. We're all in that same boat, so we want to embrace everybody, make everybody feel good. And if for us that want to create and make it permanent, we're looking at making, like Joplin Arts District was formulated last year. We're a 501c3. We have a board, and we had all these great plans, and we were going to have membership. We have 56 blocks of members, so it's B Street to 12th Street, but it's Van to Wall Street. So 56 blocks of very talented people. And so we were going to have banners that had Arts District downtown that would show like this is where you eat, drink, but banners about Art District. And we were going to have big signs on the end and beginning welcoming you in. And we have all these plans, but we can't go do fundraising.
Not right now.
No.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is we went to a dirt cheap membership amount to put in the pot so we could pay artists, which I believe in paying artists, not saying, can you give it to me, do it for free. Pay artists to paint murals that will welcome you. So we're on the Covert Electric building, we're doing welcome to B Street, and Main, welcome to downtown, to the Joplin Arts District.
Well, Linda, we're going to pick up there right after the break. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
You're watching Faith in Our Hometown on KSN TV, brought to you as a community service and sponsored by Mercy Hospital, Joplin.
And so, right before the break, we were talking about the fact that you had the Arts District kind of defined and some great vision, and then all of a sudden you had like the rug kind of pulled out from underneath you, and you can't really do much fundraising right now. So I assume that those ideas are going to kind of get just kind of pushed off a little bit.
They'll be
for the
sent
time
to
being.
a different direction, and they will be picked up, and we will work on that. But meanwhile, we are going to have we have a mural being painted on the Covert Electric building, be the north side of that building facing the B Street Main location, and it will be welcome to Joplin Arts District.
Fun.
And a beautiful mural. And then we are having a few blocks from there, we have another mural going up. And then between 8th and 9th on the Smith's floor, south side of their building, we call Micro Midtown. For us, we're going to have another mural. And then we're going to do something at 12th Street and Main in that area. And it is just still to remind people that you're entering something special. And this is our creative zone.
Well, I love it when people think downtown's special.
It
I mean,
is.
that's just, just the way I am,
It
being
is.
down there.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited, I got to tell you, with the arts complex coming in.
Yes.
I'm excited that that we're going to be, a block from it, St. Peter's is. So, I mean, again, it'll just, just like bring more life and vitality to the neighborhood.
Right, the big city. The big city elements that we need to have. And so we're trying to really make a wonderful circle around them to embrace them. So as they do get built, we've already developed some concepts and sculptures and different things out there that as people are parking in different places and they're walking, they're seeing the creativity all around them, not just one building, but in Spiva Center's new location, but they're in a cool vibe area.
Right.
Very important. Then we got to get that boutique hotel.
Well, there you go. Works for me. Hope somebody does it. I enjoy those kinds of things because I just think that, again, there's just something about being able to walk. I love walking downtown anyway, okay? But there's something when we've got all kinds of people down there that aren't typically down there. And people come down, or I have friends come in and visit, and they'll go walking down and just say, oh my gosh, I found this cutest little place that, did this or that or the other thing, and I'm just like, good. And I said, and we just keep working at trying to do it all the time in terms of getting everybody to do that. So I have friends who'll come in and they'll hit all the galleries, and I've got to tell you, just in all honesty, I have never been a pastor of a place that had so many artists in residence. I have never had this many artists be part of my parish before. And I mean, it's just like, by the time I leave here, I'm going to have to have 2 houses so that I can hang all my artwork.
Your own gallery.
Well, I could have my own gallery, but I love it because it's all the different personalities
Right.
and it's all those different things that just when you look at it and you go, wow, I love that part. Yeah.
Yeah, I have come across people that I could see the talent within them. I could see that arts in them, and I wanted to bring it out. And one person said, I gave up, you can't sell anything here. And I go, if you're doing it to make money, you're not doing it for the right reason. You need to do it for you, years ago. Then I said, God gave you a talent. It is almost a sin to waste it.
There you go.
Would you go for that? Because
Yeah.
it's so true, because so many people are so talented. And I do feel that culture helps tourism here.
Oh, yeah.
And Joplin Arts District is going to really try to help as much as we can to bring people in when it's safe to have so many people in town, but to bring them in to build our businesses back up and help them income-wise and do whatever we can to back them and highlight the creativity. I mean, we've got all kinds of creativity, so it isn't just music and it isn't just dance, but we have very intelligent people that have very unusual ideas and thoughts and businesses downtown. A mixologist, Daniel Valentine, can make the best.
There's an art.
They're just different things though that are the craft beer makers and different things and highlights that we have, and we can compete with other cities because we have people that are so friendly and so giving to each other and welcoming to other people.
Yeah, I've enjoyed Joplin these last 14 years for that very reason. It just I just wasn't expecting. I'm going to tell you a little story that. When the first 3 times I came to Joplin, this is way back when Monsignor Westhues was the pastor at St. Mary's, okay? And I was a newly ordained priest. This is like almost 35 years ago now. And I was coming to town, and every time I came to town for a penance service or whatever from Springfield, because I was newly ordained, it was raining. And so my entire vision of Joplin, and of course I was only driving straight from there, from exit 6 down to, 26th Street and making a left and then going straight to St. Mary's. And it was gray and drizzly the whole way. And so when I was moving here, I'm just like, my only experience of Joplin is that it's a gray little town.
Oh.
And when I moved here, the day that I moved from Cape Girardeau, the sun was shining and everything was bright all the way over, and I drove into town and I just started seeing all kinds of things that I'd never gotten to see before. And I really got to tell you that Joplin has been anything for me but a gray, drizzly little town in the last 14 years. And I'm in my 15th year now, and it's been a great 15 years. I've really come to enjoy that part of our city and the surrounding area too. I mean, Carthage has got its own art scene and all that kind of good stuff. And so it's just, I mean, but down in Northwest Arkansas, you got the same thing. Just a thriving community of artists and Bella Vista and all that stuff. I mean, we just got some fun things within striking range here.
We're very fortunate.
Yeah. So besides getting the arts district going, what are the great big dreams you got in that head of yours and heart of yours?
The boutique hotel.
The boutique hotel?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I visualize that YMCA made into a boutique hotel. A hotel that's just for a few rooms for a night or two is so important for that arts center.
Yeah.
And it's very important for downtown. We have a lot of businesses, Tamco and other businesses that bring in people that will work from downtown, and they walk around downtown. They need to be able to stay a night downtown. And it's nothing against being on Range Line, but we are a whole different world downtown.
It really is a different
and
world.
We are historic, and we are walkable to Murfreesburg. We're walkable to Broadway, to the East Town.
Walkable right past St. Peter's, I might add.
We're walkable to go to church without having a car. We're very fortunate that there's churches all around there.
There is.
There is.
And
It's
there's
wonderful.
some of the grandest.
The grandest architecture.
As I'll refer to them, some of the grandest old dames in Joplin. I'm here to tell you.
Architecture.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. So we're walkable and we have great visuals. And so my feeling is, for my dream, is to make that all happen, that we have the pieces of the puzzle we need so people feel like they have a complete visit. Now, if you're going to go to the bar scene, which we have a bar area that's wonderful, a little area in there, and wonderful entertainment, and eat food and drink, all right there. But I really don't want to encourage people to stay to 1:30 and then drive somewhere. So
Exactly.
I want to be able to offer those that are not from here, that they're able to not have to drive across town even to a hotel room, that they could stay right downtown.
Yeah, walk somewhere.
And I think that the more things we can offer, that it's a complete package. Complete package is important. The more things that we can do from A to Z right there is going to make us more economically developing as well. And I think that's a big boost for our economy that we need to have, is our downtown is very viable.
Yeah, and vibrant. Yeah,
it's vibrant and viable, because it won't be viable if it's not vibrant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just, and again, sometimes people say to me, it's just like, oh, what does it feel like to be in the hood? And I'm like, and I start laughing at them. I'm just like, if I'm in the hood, I like the hood then. Because, I just think our area,
Everyday people.
They are. And again, and I mean, yes, I know that there's some areas that are a little run down here and there, but the way you make that go again is to reinvest in that whole corridor and to make it a place that people want to be. And that's one of the ways to do that, is to again make your night scene and your art district and all those things, a fun place for people to be. It's a good destination, especially where we sit between all those other larger places around us.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we have a lot of things to offer, and we'll be developing more tools for people to find it online and be able to recognize, links over to the businesses downtown for whatever they can offer you while you're here. We want to work with everybody to make it happen. And the most important thing is the vision is not something that happened overnight. It's been developing since the Art Walk began, because there was hardly anything downtown 13 years ago, but 4 or 5 businesses and boarded up doors and windows. And we were asked to go into these empty buildings to draw attention to them during that night to get people to rent. Now, I'm not going to say that we put people in every one of those buildings, but we really, I think, brought in some of that action.
But again, it takes people with imagination to spark some of that imagination in some other people.
Right.
And I'm just grateful that it's come back for you and all the other people that were doing so much work during that time to invest in that downtown area and in some of our great old buildings.
It is.
Oh my gosh! We just got some beautiful, beautiful architecture downtown, and we still got some of it, which is really kind of nice. in that context. Well, then we got about just a short period of time left, about a minute. Anything you want to share as a parting thought?
We were just talking about the development. Now, we've lost Instant Karma downtown and Infusion, which were a huge part of what tools we had in our toy chest sort of thing to say, hey, come see this way. Because Instant Karma was on the Route 66 Tourism Bureau thing, and it's very important. So for people who are looking at developing something new and they want to be seen, this is a great place to be is downtown, in the immediate downtown, because we have empty buildings right now.
Yeah.
We have rentable areas. You could get your feet wet, see if this is for you, but this is a great time to get in there and do it because we do have some openings that we didn't have a whole lot a year ago.
Yeah. Well, my guest this morning, Linda Teeter, one of our local artists and certainly involved in the art scene. So we're going to be right back to wrap up after this Mercy Minute. Don't go away.
A new baby changes the world and each of us. The Sisters of Mercy devoted themselves to offering exceptional maternity and delivery care, training generations of nurses to do the same. Mercy continues to answer the same call, to not only care for your baby, but to cherish them too. Mercy, in every era, your life is our life's work. Learn why we serve at mercy.net/legacy. In Ireland, the first Sisters of Mercy were called the Walking Sisters because every day they went out in search of women and children who needed healing or help. Mercy continues to answer the same call, dedicated to the health of every woman who comes to us for care. Mercy, in every era, your life is our life's work. Learn why we serve at mercy.net/legacy.
Well, one of the things I think we probably can all agree on is that COVID has done some strange things to our community. Some we might consider good and some we consider a challenge. One of the challenges, of course, has been to our art scene. But as artists typically do, they'll take a situation that may not always be great and try to figure out a new way of getting it all done. And so God love them for it because they continue to infuse new life in our community and get us to look at life a little bit brighter, I think. And so kudos to all of our artists and our artistic community here. Whatever their arts happen to be, whatever way they practice, let's continue to support them and let's continue to revitalize our downtown because, again, COVID won't last forever and we want to be ready when it's over to launch right back into being the great community that we are and especially the way that we share life and especially for me personally in this downtown area. So God bless you. I hope you have a great weekend. Join us next week for Faith in Our Hometown.
Thanks for watching. Faith in Our Hometown can be seen Sunday mornings at 6:30 and 9 a.m. on KSN. Brought to you as a community service and sponsored by Mercy Hospital, Joplin.